Welcome back. It is Monday, and it is back to business for those in Parliament. Let's bring in Mike Epple. He's back to business today. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Doing well. A little bit more headroom on you today. Here you go. There you go. There you go. All right. There we go. Mike Epple. Okay, so what are we following today, my friend?
Not only doing business, but also so technical. I can tilt down. Awesome.
You are good to go. You're good. Looking great, Mike. Looking great. We have a lot to cover today. What's going on?
Yeah, well, I think, we're getting back to business for MPs in Ottawa. We'll have question period after months of not hearing from them debating things in the House of Commons. But, this is likely going to be a raucous start to the proceedings, not just from, the political angles that have been going on recently, but more importantly, what the state of the economy is, Melanie, with the extended lockdowns, vaccine delays, what it means for, assistance for pretty much every sector of the hard-hit economy. And at the top of that list could be the airlines and anything related to tourism and travel, because what did we just hear from the Prime Minister late last week? Cancel your March break plans.
Right.
When it comes to travel, if they bring in even tighter travel restrictions, he's talking about mandating people returning from a flight to self-quarantine in a hotel at their own expense for 14 days. That's just going to be another hit to the aviation sector, certainly. And saw a press release by the various unions reacting to that, saying there needs to be more assistance to these companies which are struggling. And just there hasn't been any really yet. I mean, they still have cash on the books that they can use. At the same time, though, how long it lasts is the big unknown.
Yeah, that is a big question for sure. Let's go south of the border. U.S. President Joe Biden not wasting any time signing executive orders. And in this scenario, we're talking about Buy American. So what should we be watching?
Yeah, this is another concern to the Canadian trade balance, because the first order of business for Mr. Biden was to cancel Keystone XL. And now if you're, mandating the American government and states to buy American, does that affect the export of Canadian goods? And it'll be nuanced, for lack of a better description. We'll see which sectors specifically get hit from this. But again, it's the early stage of a new administration coming in very aggressively. And with economic uncertainty, it's just another thing to worry about. And again, this could be, again, a debate up in Ottawa about, do you take things to the World Trade Organization or something of that nature to fight back if needs be.
Mike, we are watching this week some big players when it comes to earnings. So what are you keeping an eye on?
Tesla, Apple, and Facebook. Those are the three. No, not at all. And so much to live up to. I think that's the key here, because Tesla's gone up, 700%. Apple has more than doubled. Facebook, same thing. And each company has their own highlights or issues that investors are going to want to see. First of all, it's Tesla's order book. Can they keep up with demand, and what are the expectations for sales this year? Apple, it's a $2 trillion plus company, so they just have to keep making money and innovating and bringing out new things. The latest talk is very expensive virtual reality goggles. It could be a thing. It likely will be a thing. What am I saying? Everything Apple comes out with seems to be, the next generation of technology. And then you've got Facebook, which is dealing with maybe regulatory issues, social media blowback, the impact that's had on their advertising revenue, certainly, and whether or not they can continue to grow with, hundreds of millions of users, and everybody saying, "Oh, I'm logging off Facebook," and of course, people don't.
Yep. many people say that. All right, Mike. As always, a pleasure. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. And coming up next here, we're talking trouble in the auto industry, how a shortage of semiconductor chips is disrupting supply chains. So we're going to break that down, what that means, and why it could make it tougher to get the car of your dreams in 2021.